Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session as we take a deeper look at Jeff Heath, Xavier Woods, gamble versus instincts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to look at everything. Now, of course, Jeff Heath have a combination of instincts, and he's one of those guys too as well. They will gamble and it will cause you money. But that's just what it is when I look at Jeff Heath, because if you really look at it collectively, the guy got skills. He do have the frame and the mental capacity at times, but his decision making sometimes at most put us in a very strange situation, whereas you know for sure he has the skill set, he has speed, he has the tenacity, he can come down and hit, he got all of those things that you can have out there on your plate. But sometimes he just make these decisions that causes the team, and it just because he just like to gamble, drive down on the ball pretty well, can track the ball out in space. He just one of those guys that I just look back and say, hey, this guy have a PhD, poor, hungry, and determined to make things happen, right? But collectively, sometimes it come back and bite you, and you know what, So that's what I see when I look at Jeff Heath. Now, of course, when you talk about instincts, I can throw in Xavier Woods, but I break that down in the next film sessions, or I'll just take a look at it from here. But look at this interception here. Like I said, he's been in the right place at the right time. And of course, he loved Cousins. He picked this guy off several times throughout his career. So this is one of the things that I like to see when I look at Jeff Heath film. But the other thing that I'm telling you guys, this guy gambles and it comes back to hurt us in the long run. And it's just one of those things where one will lament and argue and say, hey, is it time to find another safety? Yes. It's like a pitch count. You don't want to have him out there on the field all the time, but you want him out there on the field some of the time. Let's look at this play right here. Instinctive. Defender track the ball and catches the ball. Playmaker. You got to have that on your team, and that's what Xavier Woods is, right? He has these type of knack, but he's still a rookie, still raw in some aspects too as well. So he doesn't gamble. He's just instinctive. His ability to track the ball out in space is pretty much on par to his rookie year. So those are things that I look at when I look at Xavier Woods film, and things like that is going to pop out too as well. Most of the time, let's go look at the ugly right here. This defense, untouched, unscathed, I don't know for the life of me, they redirect. Sometimes they have issues out in space, and watch this. Untouched, unscathed, and this is the Sean Lee X factor. Not being out on the field causes plays like this to happen and to occur. Just not being in the mix, but Xavier Woods was still able to get the tackle and push him out of bounds. Untouched, unscathed again. If we look back at these clips, these are things that just drive me crazy up the wall. Now Durant, for the life of me, he cannot cover out in space. He can't turn his hips. Now, it could be old man syndromes in him, but he's just one of those guys. He's just going to give up the big play. Now, good play by Xavier Woods, but those are things that jump out. When these guys catch the ball, like when Cowboys get passes caught on them, 9 times out of 10, the receiver's untouched, unscathed, just running down the field freely. We got to figure out how to patch this up. This is beyond just cover 2. This is falls in the hands of just a player not being alert enough to know where the ball is being placed at, and or whether or not it's just being lined up on the wrong hash mark, pulling in too high, or just not being able to drive down on the ball. Those are things that drive my mind crazy as we look at these film. Watch this. Untouched, unscathed, just able to catch the ball down the field. We can put it on so many things as we talk about safety and safety play. Look at this play right here. This is zone coverage, cushion, all the galore, right? That's just how this team plays, this particular defense. Now, to me, I like them when they play press man or just play man, because when you're playing zone and this type of defense, it's just giving up so many space in between the receiver and the opposition. But here, this is I'm talking about a nice blitz off the edge from Xavier Woods. They may use him a lot on the slide. They may use him to blitz off the edge because he has that speed, that factor of getting out to the quarterback. And we're going to see that too as well throughout this film. I'm going to try to point it out for you guys too as well. All right, so even on this play right here, come around, roll out, watch this. I put this play on here just to show you the mindset of Xavier Woods. He lowered the shoulder and put the wood on Kirk Cousins. That's what we want to see out there. putting the type of impressions on the quarterback. Even though he's able to get the ball out, it changed the trajectory of the ball, and the pass was just overthrown. That's what we have to have out there. This front four and the blitzing off the edges have to make an impact to this game. Now, if you look right here on this play, I put this play out there for a reason. It's where Jeff Heath is just lined out too much in the end line and Durant out there in space. This is a Sean Lee factor. When Sean Lee is not out there on the field, he's not able to direct his people, his soldiers, his troops out there. He's not able to put them in the right places. And we all know for sure, when Jeff Heath playing out that far out, he have to understand the skill sets of the opposition. Who is going to be the more of a threat? Or even on his team, who needs the most help? He should have cheated his way over to number 52 side, which is a nightmare happening. And trust me, he just got beat on the double move. But it's one of those things, guys, we need to really figure out. This team must stay consistent. This team must figure out a way to get away from the bad and the ugly and keep the good. I like the gambles here and there, but I more so like the players with the instincts. Does that mean they studied the tape? And a lot of times out of 10, no such thing as luck, right? It will only come from the prepared mind. And that's been my time. I really thank you guys for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.